get started with part 2. So we're going to go over first off Postgres. The first question is what data in the application is persistent and stored in your database. So I'm not sure exactly what they meant by persistent, but I'm going to try my best here. The strappy stuff, I say strappy stuff because there's a lot, right? But like the dishes, the restaurants, things like that are stored. And it actually is in Postgres, which is pretty cool. I could actually demonstrate that real quick. If I were to pop open a terminal here, let's go to pSQL, and my table name is next app. And I think I already did the query earlier, so we're going to go to dishes. Very nice. That's nice and uniform for me. And if you look here, we got the name of the dish. It has an ID here. The description is in, the created at date. The updated and published is also here, which is pretty cool to see. That tells me that if I were to update it in Strappy, it would also update in here, and it would tell me when I did that and when that happened. So that's pretty cool. Created by, I believe this actually corresponds to another table, which is like the ID of the admin, and then, the price. So pretty cool stuff. There is also another table in here that I'm not going to go into because it does have my address, I'll admit, which is the public orders table. And that actually will show you like the address, city, all the information that you enter in on the checkout page. So that is in here. It says here to discuss any new features as well as things that you refactored. I will be honest, I've not done that. I've been working just to try to get the project to work, but I do have big plans. I would love to add in general the functionality of like a review page. And I feel like tying that to Postgres would be really nice so that if this was like a real business, they could run analytics and go, hey, what's the ratings on these different dishes? How many reorders are we getting? Things like that. That would be really, really cool to have. Um, Order confirmation page as well as something that ties to the checkout page to do orders and order emails and send out updates. Especially if I could like, there's some kind of thing that's happening or whatever, you can send out mass emails or something. I'm not sure if that would normally be done in Postgres, but that'd be pretty cool to be able to just like have those orders that are active but marked not delivered and have tracking numbers and go from there. Um, but I will go more over things I want to do in the third video as well. So for the API, I asked if I used RESTful or GraphQL. I use GraphQL. It just works really nicely with Postgres. It's what the guide recommended, and I don't regret it. The one thing that I really had no issues with at all on this project was the Postgres GraphQL stuff. It just worked. It's seamless. It's very logical. I really like it. Describe your API endpoints and the role of each one. So there's a couple things that our APIs did on this. Obviously, the query to fetch the restaurant data dishes, as I showed you, it is in the actual database. Um, the guide that I followed had me implement a mutation that was called create order, which then allowed the user to like select the dishes, and it kept track of the quantities and build out the order. So that's where it started like actively modifying fields in the database, which I think is why it needed to be a mutation, if I understood that correctly. And like I showed you earlier, it sends the address information, the name, and the email to the database.